Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video today, we are back on the road again. We are on the road to glory. This is episode 6 or 7 at this point. We have constructed a beautiful roster of 9 cards at the moment, and we will be making or 10 cards actually at this point, and we will be making our maiden voyage into the Cap 220 mode this weekend. Any cards that team wins, I'm going to be giving away to you guys for interacting with the content here. On the Road to Glory series, all the Sorare scouts and managers from around the world that enjoy the content here at the channel, drop in the comment section of the videos their hidden gems, undervalued talent from around the world football. And every Wednesday, we examine them. We scout across the world and we're looking for the best bang for buck, the best points per pound that we could possibly find for the Road to Glory series here for FC Barcelona and for the Quinny 3001 channel. After you've watched the video, jump over to my channel and hit on the community tab and you'll find a poll there. Vote for the player featured in today's episode that you think I should be recruiting into the Road to Glory squad. That will be the giveaway winner for this week, and we'll be finding out the winner and the results of all that on the deadline stream on the channel. 1 o'clock UK time on Friday before we lock in for the Sorare weekend game week, where we'll be making our debut entry for the Road to Glory series. At any point in the video today, if you laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We've just hit 5,000 subscribers last week. Thank you very much to all of you for your continued support. It means the world to me. Our next objective, our next target is we're looking to get to 10,000 subscribers as quick as humanly possible, and we can't do that without your support. So please, if you do enjoy the content, please do hit the like button and also nominate a player down below in the comment section. Stay out of trouble and let's get stuck into it. Now, there's a few familiar faces on this episode. Sorare Viking has recommended Victor Claesson from Copenhagen. Now, in the very first iteration of the FC Barcelona Foundation, the kind of giveaway stuff that we did on the channel, Victor Claesson was actually one of the first players that we recruited into the club. And when I did the reset into the new year, it was a notable loss for the club. We were very disappointed to see him leave. Victor Claesson, at 31 years of age, has got an L15 of 50. And the reason that I want to bring this guy back into the picture for the club potentially is that he's currently at Copenhagen. As I mentioned, the Danish Super League is about to return from their winter break, and guys like Victor Claesson, who at the moment trades for around £16 in the limited market, who can get these kinds of scores. He's not been long back in Denmark, and as you can see here, he's brought in a couple of 60 pluses. He's even got up to a 98. This guy has peak power potential here in a Challenger EuroLeague that is typically dominated by less than a handful of teams, Copenhagen being one of them. We do have a lot of options in midfield for the Road to Glory series, but Victor Claesson at the moment, for where he's trading at, if you're needing someone to plug in and fill a team, this guy could be a great shout. Pape Cisse scored some of the best goals in Premier League history for me. When I think about Pape Cisse, it's long range, difficult angle, Puskas Award caliber goals that this guy scores. And I couldn't believe that he's still playing football. On my Road to Glory series, he was recommended by Gastic Plays. He was telling me that he's still playing at Amiens at 37 and scoring goals for fun. And since he's returned to France from Turkey, I make him quite right. You know, he's got a bunch of goals here, a couple of assists, and at the age of 37, he's definitely found a level where he can successfully operate. Because the scoring matrix on Sorare goes from 0 to 100, strikers normally are in that do or die situation of did they get a goal or did they get an assist. But having a striker that has the capability with a goal or a two to get into the 70s and get into the high 70s, that is a great value pickup for any Sorare team. He's currently £2.56 at the moment for a limited card, and the only real utility you'd be looking to get out of this guy is playing in the cap divisions or playing in like an all-star. But he's old gold. He's Pape Cisse. He's a wee bit of a cult icon. And for £2.50 for a striker for the rest of the season, he's definitely a contender for Sorare scouts and managers all over the world just looking to start out on their own Road to Glory series. He's currently on 6 goals and 2 assists. And between now and the end of the year, if you were to tell me he would finish on 10 goals and 5 assists, you'd get no argument from me. I could definitely see it on the cards. And for £2.50, I think that's a fantastic limited card. And I'll definitely be adding him into the watch list. The Bundesliga fantasy draft on Sorare has been a hit with managers all over the world. And this week on my Road to Glory series, I've had Aaron Phillips recommend Jeff Chabot. Now, Chabot is currently on loan from Sampdoria to Cologne, and Cologne have had a very formidable defence over the last couple of years. Over Chabot's last 5 matches, out of 100, his average score has been 68, which for a 25-year-old fullback is absolutely incredible. At the moment, it goes for £16-17 or so for a limited card, and look at his recent score since he's been coming into the team at centre-back here. Now, this stretch of games here are very good results for Cologne defensively, not conceding more than one on any occasion here, and of course, one of those games was against Bayern Munich, so they had a lot of defensive work to do. He actually chipped in with an assist in that game, which might have been quite fortunate. But seeing a defender in the Bundesliga get scores like this at home to Frankfurt, at home to Leipzig, and away to Bayern Munich gives me a lot of hope that this guy can carry on these scores or maybe even exceed them between now and the end of the season. And with these types of scores, if you're playing this guy in the semi-pro Bundesliga team, he could be an absolute cheat code of a captain choice. For £16, I think he's a fantastic candidate for the Road to Glory series, and I'm definitely going to add him into the watch list. Now, we've seen tons of fantastic talent come out of the J-League over the last couple of years, and this week on my Road to Glory series, we've had a suggestion here from Grugel. Now, Grugel here is added in Shunta Tanaka and Okamura because he says they're very cheap for how consistent they are. And I want to include both of them as like in a 2-for-1 element. We did that on a previous episode of the Road to Glory series with a couple of strikers in Belgium. I forget who it was exactly. But when you look at Shunta Tanaka here, I know this guy a little bit. Friend of the channel, Hendo, had a great run with this guy's super rare as he was coming out of under 23 status. He's currently 25. He's still at Consadole. He's really solid. He's £5.30. And when you look at his scores, like, see as far as like a limited defender to get you started goes for a £5, you can't really go too far wrong with that. Very consistent. Does have a couple of peaks in them. Very few and far between, but they are there. And when you stack that up here with this guy, Okamura, also 25 years old, L15 of 60, also about £5. So we're getting a Consadole defence mid-pairing here for basically £11. And when you look at his scores, they're even more appealing. Yeah, he's got some lower ones. He's got some DNPs, but bearing in mind, oh wow, this guy is a mid, but he actually plays in defence. That's incredible. Is this a midfielder? That's a defender card. I don't know why, but I had in my head that this was a defender and mid combo. I don't know why. I think I was just so impressed with his scores here that I just assumed he was a mid. That's so bizarre. Great scores, man. Great scores. And for a combined price of £11, that's a great double play defensive stack for Cap 240 for All-Star, even for Champion Asia if you were so inclined. Now, Shunta Tanaka at 25 years of age and Okamura at 25 years of age, with the scoring profiles that they both have, I think they're prime picks for the European off-season for the Road to Glory series. So I'm definitely going to add them into the watch list, and I'm going to be watching their prices like hawks. There's a lot being made now about all the up-and-coming talent that South London's been producing over the last couple of years, and I don't think there's been more hype around anyone than Eberici Eze. Torador here has recommended him for my Road to Glory series on Sorare, along with Andreas Pereira, who also had a lot of hype around him when he was at Manchester United. And with the Premier League fantasy football draft on Sorare at the moment being so popular, we're always looking for those limited cards that could be very, very cheap that we could use as a cheat code in the semi-pro and in the Pro 270 levels. So to be looking at two guys like this that have got huge talent potential for under £20 definitely interests me. Eze this season so far hasn't probably lived up to the hype, but when you watch him, he's got stardust in his boots. This guy is very talented and very exciting. At the moment, for a limited card, he's about £9 or so, and with the fixtures that Crystal Palace have coming up, it's probably not a great outlook until you get past that Arsenal game there, and you're then looking into the back end of the season where they're probably going to get a good run of form together. As we look at Eze's scores, he's very minute dependent, so the longer this guy plays, the more capable he is of getting all-around scores. And because he's such a flair attacking player, he's always going to be in the mix for a decisive action like a goal or an assist. He is very much a boomer bust player, as you can see from his scores here out of 100. But I think the talent he offers, the differential prospect he has, and ultimately the price we can pick him up for now, when his fixtures don't look too great immediately, could be a great pickup for the Road to Glory series. Now, Andreas Pereira here looks like he's about to fight somebody in this picture. I don't know what to say about him, but his L15 is 49, and Fulham have been one of the surprise packages for me this year. Currently sitting in the top half of the table. Pereira here is going for about at £16. He did score very well at the weekend, so maybe since this nomination came in, maybe things have changed a little bit in the market, as it were. He dropped in a 78-pointer. Again, quite similar to Eze, but he seems to just play a little bit more. I would say he's probably got less of the opportunity to peak based on the amount of peaks per appearances he has versus Eberechi Eze, and for him being like treble the price, that can be a hard pill to swallow. But Fulham very much seem to be in a better situation than Crystal Palace at the moment. Form overall here is very attractive. Over the last 6 months, he's got 6 assists and 2 goals, which in the Premier League is a very credible output at decisive actions, and his upcoming fixtures look a bit more appealing. Away at Brighton will be difficult, but Wolves, Brentford, after you play Arsenal and Liverpool, you're then looking at Bournemouth, West Ham, Everton, Leeds, Villa, so Fulham been a bit of a surprise package this year, and it's kind of hard to rule them out in some of these other fixtures not continuing to be a surprise package. So for a guy that seems to be one of their main creative forces at about £15 or so, thinking about that semi-pro Premier League division on Sorare, I think he could be a really shrewd pickup. Definitely going to add him into the watch list. The most exciting wonder kids that arise in world football for me now is definitely the ones that are midfield bosses, guys that run the team, take all the set pieces, and already at a young age, you see that they're brimming with confidence on the pitch. This week on my Sorare Road to Glory series, we've been recommended an absolute doozy of a potential star for the future. SR Monkey, one of the heroes on the community, has recommended Lucas Cachavenda for my Road to Glory series. The great thing about the Road to Glory series is the Sorare scouts and managers from around the world really know their stuff, and SR Monkey here has got the DL on Cachavenda here. Croatia under-21 starlet, just returning from an ACL injury, and he's previously been a set-piece taker. Currently 19 years of age, he'll be under-23 eligible on Sorare until 2027, which is amazing. The under-23 division is where all the Wonder Kids play and where all the Wonder Kids are won. He's currently £18 at the moment for a limited card, and the way the Croatian league's structured, there is only one dominant team. So if you're not on the dominant team, Dinamo Zagreb, everyone else is kind of fair game. As we can see from his scores before, when he was even younger than he is now, he was capable on multiple occasions of exceeding 75 out of 100 at Lokomotiva Zagreb, who are definitely traditionally not one of the teams that qualify for Europe on a regular basis. We've seen some amazing talents come out of Croatia over the last 20 years or so from all the clubs in Croatia, so I wouldn't write anything off at this point. And spotting a guy like Lucas Cachavenda, I think SR Monkey has picked out an absolute gem for us here, and I'm definitely going to add him into the watch list. I give away cards on Sorare every week on my channel through the Road to Glory series. Sorare managers from around the world nominate players that they think are undervalued gems for me to scout and put on camera to see, are they good enough to come into the Road to Glory series? And one of last week's winners, Mika Rashford, is actually back at it again with another amazing recommendation. He's got a goalkeeper here for us in the Croatian league that is very modestly priced and could hold massive utility for us on the Road to Glory series. Marco Malencia here at 29 years of age. If you look here, the interesting detail is out of the last 5 games, he's played 80%. In the last 15, 27%. So he's playing more now than ever before. He's currently £30 for a limited card, which, for a good playing goalkeeper is a decent price to pay, depending on the scores. Now, he seems to be a little bit of in, out, and shake it all about, but 3 clean sheets out of 4 appearances is nothing to be sniffed at here. And this is a guy that we will definitely want to be focusing on the transfer activity here, because if we look at what Mika Rashford is letting us know, they've let a goalkeeper go, and this guy at the moment will be relatively unopposed. So, at the moment, it looks like this guy is going to be in the sticks, and for £30 or so, for one of the teams looking to secure a European spot for next season and have midweek utility for a little bit as well, hopefully through the Conference League or whatever, is definitely a goalkeeper we want to pay attention to. So we'll be adding in Marco Malancia into the watch list. WP Gaming here has recommended Gabriel Florentine as his longest hold on Sorare. This guy's actually been recommended before on the series, but I definitely think with the Russian season returning, it's very much worthwhile picking this guy and having a look at him again. He's under 23 until the rest of the current European season. His scores since he's been in Russia have been very good. He's still only around £16 or so. And for an Argentinian wonder kid in the Russian league in particular, with the way their calendar runs, this guy could be a great pickup for the remainder of the European season. The cards he has at the moment are current season issue from Argentinos Juniors, so he will hold his current season XP bonus for a fair length of time. And even though he's going to age out with under 23 status, that little detail kind of makes up for it, in my opinion. And having a midfielder like this that could leave Russia in a transfer window or two if he keeps those performances up, or maybe even move up the food chain within the Russian Premier League through success at Orenburg, is definitely a card that is already in the watch list, and if you haven't checked him out already, I would recommend you do so if you need somebody like this. And then Cryptic Mick here has recommended Steph Peters. Steph Peters is one of the OG goats of Sorare. He's a main set piece taker, very good for cap modes. Currently at the moment, 31 years of age, £11 for the limited. And yeah, if you've been around Sorare for a while, particularly in the Belgian league, you know, you'll have came across Steph Peters' name a few times. This guy does not hide. He's got good scores on him. And this is a great guy to start your Sorare account with. He really is. At £11, if you're expecting to just throw that £11 away and never see it again, for 31-year-old Steph Peters at Eupen, who are a very poor team, but even in a very poor team defensively, because he does take all the set pieces, any opportunities to get goals and assists, that decisive plus a huge AA he gathers just rockets his scores into peak territory very quickly. And for £10 to have this kind of utility, because these low scores that he gathers by playing at Eupen help keep his L15 down as well. So having him hovering around, even a 66, you could squeeze this guy in with some other like well-scored, well-balanced defenders into like a cap 270 very comfortably, cap 240 if you were really pushing, you had a good setup of players around him elsewhere. But he's a fantastic guy to add into the watch list, and we do that with glee. Another Sorare OG, Steph Peters in the watch list. So this looks to be the optimal combination for the Road to Glory series for the upcoming weekend. We'll see debuts for Etienne Vassin and Delaver for goalkeeper and defence. Club legends Filip Kostic and Tony Watt come in alongside other Road to Glory nomination winner Liel Abada. I am quite keen, but to try and force a position for Was to come in here, but his L15 is so massive. So maybe whoever we pick up from the Road to Glory series will be cheap enough that we can make that happen. We can actually strengthen the team somehow. I'm fully confident the roster we've got can definitely go onto this leaderboard and pull out an amazing prize that we can give away next week. If you want to have your say on the actual team that we're going to compose, then you really need to make sure you catch the Friday deadline stream. That'll be at 1 o'clock UK time on the channel. Friday deadline for the weekend. Cannot miss it. I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.